How's it going, guys? It's the May Sandwich, and welcome back to Predicting Splatoon 3. It's been a while since the last part. I don't think it has been, but the last time I uploaded that was like on the 19th of June, I believe. And then I had to release the reaction to the Min Min Direct and release some gameplay for ARMS and Smash and all that. So now I'm going to be telling you my part 2 of Predicting Splatoon 3, which is English, English voice actors and story mode. Okay, the English voice actors will not happen, but in my story mode, it's basically just fan made. My fan made story mode. It's basically nothing too special. It's definitely not going to be the story mode, but it's just my fan made Splatoon 3 story mode project. So I'll just tell you voice actors. If Splatoon were to ever get English voice actors, here's are what I think the English voice actors will be. So now, before I tell you the English voice actors, I should point out that it's only going to be chapters 1 through 10 I'm predicting for this episode. So don't expect anything else. Just at chapters 1 through 10, I'm going to be telling you. The other half will be in a different part. Or it will be part 2 of episode 2. Or something like that. Now for English voice actors. So the first agent I'm thinking is Agent 11, a boy who. So he's basically the main agent of the 4 agents that will be playable. That I made up. Agent 11, I was thinking could be voiced by me, obviously. I'm sorry, I didn't really think of ideas. Now Agent 12, Agent 13, Agent 14, I already have plans of them, but I'm just gonna be telling you, I cannot say who voices them because they're actual friends of mine, and I have a feeling they don't want me to share their names. So I think I'll just say their first name instead. I will not say their last name at all. So Agent 12, I was thinking it could be voiced by my best friend Max. The Agent 12 will look and sound like him, and Agent 11 will look like me. Agent 12 could look like my friend Max, look and sound like my friend Max. Agent 13 could look and sound like or be voiced by my friend Caitlin. Agent 14, I'm predicting could look and sound like my friend Natalie. I'm not going to share her last name. And that's basically it for the family agents. Now for other agents. So Callie of the Squid Sisters, if she were to get an English voice actor, I was thinking could be voiced by Cassandra Lee Mortis. You may know her for voicing Morgana in Persona 5 and Solstice in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Marie of the Squid Sisters, I was thinking could be voiced by Ginny Travato. You may know her for voicing female Byleth in Fire Emblem Three Houses. Now for Off the Hook members, Pearl Marina. Pearl, I was thinking could be voiced by Natalie Lander. Not the same Natalie that I said would voice Angel 14. Natalie Lander, you may know her for voicing Elise in Fire Emblem Fates. That's exactly what Pearl will sound like. And for Marina, I was thinking could be voiced by Kaylin McCabe. You may not know who that is, but she's done a voice acting for like comics and all that, and she also did covers on YouTube. I'll see if I can link her channel in the description below. Now I made these fan-made Splatoon 3 idols, which I'm predicting will be male idols, the Squid brothers, Caden and Jaden. Caden, like I said, is Callie's little brother, that I made. He could be voiced by Cam Clarkey, who you may know for being the original Leonardo of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but I mostly know him for voicing Male Corrin in Fire Emblem Fates and in Smash Brothers. And Jane of the Squid Brothers, I was thinking could be voiced by Zach Aguila, or is it Aguilar? I don't know how it's pronounced. You may know him for voicing male Byleth in Fire Emblem Three Houses. I think if you re-watch this, I say Marie could be voiced by Jenny Travato, and Jane could be voiced by Zach Aguilar. They both voiced Byleth. Jenny Travato voiced the female, while Zach did the male. Do you see what I did there? That wasn't intentional. Now there's like an agent you don't play as, but I'll tell you more about it in the story mode in part 2. Agent 7, I'm predicting will be a male Octoling, and is 8's older brother. 7, I'm thinking could be voiced by Michael Sinternikas. I think I pronounced it right. I apologize if I pronounced it wrong. You may know him for being. He also did Leonardo in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a few times, but Cam Clarke was the original one. And Michael also was Takami's voice actor in Fire Emblem Warriors, not Fates, but Warriors. Next up is Agent 4, who is the agent you play as in Splatoon 2. She won't be playable in the story mode. I was thinking it could be voiced by Erica Lineback, who you may know for voicing Futaba Sakura in Persona 5 and Cassie Cage in Mortal Kombat 11. And Agent 8, I'm predicting Agent 8 is a female, and I was thinking she could be voiced by Brianna Cockbrager. I think I pronounced it right. You may know her for voicing Sakura in Fire Emblem Fates. A bunch of these voice actors I'm finding are basically voice actors from Fire Emblem. Capn Cuttlefish, it was kind of hard finding a voice actor for him, but I decided to go with Marcus McGrath. I don't know the guy in real life, but he also is like Kaylin McCabe, who I said could voice Marina. He also does voice acting for some comics. I'll see if I can link a comic that he did voice acting in the description below, or something like that. Now there's like this fan made character I made, Josh. He's a male Octoling, with cool hair. He is Marina's ex-boyfriend. I was thinking Josh could be voiced by Anthony Del Rio, who you may know for voicing Pit and Dark Pit in Kid Icarus and Smash Brothers, but Josh would have that Dark Pit attitude. And now for the agents, like their parents are human. 11-12's mom and dad could be voiced by Julia White and Kevin Dunn, who were the parents of Sam Witwicky in Transformers. I just thought of them could be the parents. I didn't really think of anyone else. Now 13 and 14's dad, I forgot to change this, but I was thinking 13 and 14's dad could be voiced by either Josh Doltamel, who was also did Transformers as someone in there, or Matthew Mercer. Him or Josh could be Agent 13 / Agent 14's dad. Matthew may know for voicing Chrom and Fire Emblem, Yusuke in Persona 5, I think I pronounced it right, and Stryker in Mortal Kombat 2011. He did a lot of voice acting jobs. He's actually a really good voice actor. I think you should listen to some of his quotes. Now there's some more voice actors, but I won't get to that until part 3 of this entire series. I already mentioned, so that's basically it for English voice actors. Now I'll tell you chapters 1 through 10 for my Family Splatoon 3 story mode. I'm thinking there will be 20 chapters, and I'm only going to tell you chapters 1 through 10 this episode. Chapter 1, the Octarians return again. So it starts off with 4 kids, just practicing for like a band rehearsal or something like that. Mark / Agent 11, Mason, who will be Agent 12, Agent 13, whose real name is Jade, and Agent 14, whose real name is Judy. They all just do just practicing for a band, and maybe the song could actually sound like a remix of Spot Attack, just to have some throwback or something. 11 or Mark plays the drums, Mason plays guitar, Jade is the DJ, and Judy plays violin. And then after some of that, after practicing, they take a break, and they decide to play a game, and then they find something in like a unknown game. It says unknown game, and then 13 found the game, and she asks what it is, and Mark says he doesn't know, and he never got it, and then they just put it in their Nintendo Mix or Nintendo Mix You know, I'm sorry. In case you're wondering, so it's kind of a Nintendo Switch gag. And then when they put the game in, some secret message comes on, and it shows Marina talking to the camera saying, and she says, "Hello, can you hear me? My name is Marina, Agent 6. He's returned. I can't make out who it is, but I know he's returned. We fought him before. The big battle cry didn't stop him. It was a fake. He was It was a backup model. Please help us." And then Marina gets dragged away, and then it shows a figurine shadow saying, "You cannot stop me." And then the camera stops, and it says an error occurred. And it's like, "Aw." And then 11 or Mark goes to find something, and then he sees Mason, Jane, and Judy aren't there, and then he tries to figure out like where they are, and then he knows that he's starting to disappear, and then he gets sucked into the Nintendo mix, and then all four of them are just screaming like, "Ah," and then they do some transformation without them knowing, and then it basically just cuts to black, and then it says Nintendo presents Splatoon 3, and then it goes to Mark waking up, seeing that he has teal hair, or not teal hair, but notices that he has some what he thought was marker between his eyes. And he tried like wiping it off, but he couldn't. And then he found the other guys, Mason, Jay, and Judy, and they're trying to like figure out what's going on. And then they hear saying "Ahoy, Inklings," which is Capn Cuttlefish. And he explained to them what happened, and he says that they've been sucked up into the game or something, or not the game, but or something like that. And Capn Cuttlefish says that they need the guys' help, and and he said that he actually like got them in or something like that. Like it was the captain's, like the captain was trying to get them in just so they can get help. Like they're saying that these four, Mark, Mason, Jane, Judy are good choices to be agents, and of course, Mark, Mason, Jane, Judy all freak out, thinking he was the one that got them in, and he said that he only did it because he needed their help, and they said that they would agree only if they would have him come back, and then kind of Cuttlefish explains what they are now and everything about them. So then Mark's agent name becomes Agent 11, and he's given some splat dualies for his main weapons, so they could look like these. I thought of these as the main weapons. Next up is I was thinking could be each agent can have a special weapon, but I'll discuss that later. And then Mason gets renamed to Agent 12. Like I said, my friend Max could be 12's voice actor and look alike. Not me. It's not me. It's my character's twin brother. I forgot to mention Mark and Mason are twin brothers, and Jane and Judy are twin sisters. Mark and Mason are not related to Jane and Judy. So next part you'll figure out how they met. And then Jay gets renamed to Agent 13, and Judy gets renamed to Agent 14. Each agent has an ink color. 11's is teal, 12's is blue, 13's is orange, and 14's is yellow. So 13 is orange, I believe. So then, and each agent gets a special weapon. 11's could be an ink sword, which is basically like a sword. That's one of the weapons I said could be a new weapon. Agent 12 special is something on his gun that can connect them to make into a spot shotgun. Something like that. Next up, Agent 13 special weapon could be an ink bow and arrow, which is basically the bow and arrow that's like similar to Violet's. And Agent 14 special weapon is a new rolly roller, which is basically the new splat roller. So that will be explained a lot more. And then they try to figure out what's going on. Then they learn about their powers and all that. Basically, just walking around for chapter 1, and then they and then they find Caden and Jaden, or the Squid Brothers, Caden and Jaden, and then Capn Cuttlefish realizes that it is Caden and Jaden. Since Callie and Marie are related to Capn Cuttlefish, because Callie and Marie are his granddaughters, and if Caden really are related to Callie and Marie, that makes Capn Cuttlefish Caden and Jaden's grandpa. So of course, Caden and Jane see Capn Cuttlefish. It's like, Grandpa! And then Capn Cuttlefish is just like, Caden and Jane, and of course they give him a hug. And then the agents and Caden and Jane meet each other, and Caden and Jane are also agents. Caden is Agent 9, and Jane is Agent 10. And then, I don't know what else I could say about that. It's basically the end of Chapter 1. Chapter 2, Prank Test. So it's basically just some practice with the agents. Just basically practice shooting and all that. It's split into 4 parts. Part 1 you play as Agent 11. Part 2 is 12. 3 is 13, and 4 is 14. Like, they just do some practice. Chapter 3, I just named it like Chapter 1 says. No, really, that's why I named it. So it's basically your first mission, your first mission as Agent 11. Chapter 4, Destroy Those Octarians, is basically 12's first mission. Chapter 5 is Ink Arrows and Octarians, which is basically 13's first or Agent 13's first mission. And Agent 14's first mission is Chapter 6, Roll and Splat. It's 14's first mission. It's nothing really too special. Next up is Chapter 7, Get Ready. So you can play as any of the agents. Like, all 4 of you will work together to defeat the boss, which is the return of the Octo Oven. I almost lost the name of it, but it's Octo Oven. I was thinking he could return and be... He's basically really easy, just like in Splatoon 2. And you play as whichever agent you want in that chapter. And then Chapter 8, Stay Fresh. It starts off with 11 just walking. Then he sees Caden and Jane crying, and then he asks what's wrong, and they say that they just miss their sisters. And then they asked 11 to do a mission, and which is to rescue Callie and Marie, which are the Squid sisters. I already mentioned their voice actors. Of course he agrees to it just to make him happy. And then of course after then Caden and Jane or either Caden or Jane say, I do hope they can forgive us, because they had like a big fight a long time ago, and they haven't talked to each other in years, and actually forgot to point out, in the beginning of Splatoon 3 it starts off with Caden and Jane just talking and just saying, like, it's Squid Brothers going at you live. They report that Squid Sisters and Off the Hook are missing, and when they see Squid Sisters, Caden just starts crying a little bit, and then it's gonna be hard to explain, so so that was basically like before the story mode started. It's like at the way beginning of the game. So Chapter 8, you play as Agent 11, and you try to go like to the Octo Valley, and one Octolene's like undercover, or at least not undercover, but it's just looking around, making sure nobody can get in, and then of course 11 knocks her out, and then uses her to get in. And then 11 sees Callie Marie, and then he says that he came to rescue them by Caden and Jane, and then they both look shocked, and then of course 11 tries to get them out, and then the Octarian leader says that you want to get them out or something like that, and then a big trapdoor opens and trapping 11, Callie Marie, and there's actually like Callie and Marie are separately, and then they get trapped into a glass bowl. And 11 tries to get them out in 30 minutes. Otherwise, the entire place that he gets stuck in will be covered in ink. And ink that does not fit neither his color or Callie Marie's color. So that makes it harder. How many times did I say I'm kind of thirsty. I apologize. It's not really 30 minutes. it would actually be like 10 minutes, and and there's like a big area, and you have to find a key. It's like really, really far. And of course, once you find the key, you get back, and then he realizes the key just doesn't fit, and the octoling say, "Ha ha ha! You really thought that was gonna work?" And then he is so mad he kicks the glass, and then it breaks open. And there's actually a cheat code where you can actually beat the chapter really quickly if you just go next near it and you just kick it, and then the glass breaks. It's basically it's an easy way to beat the chapter really quickly. And then if you do that, the actor will go like, "What?" and then just lets them out with nothing else to say. And then after you beat the chapter, 11 just goes and tells King Jane that Kyle and Marie were found, and then Kyle and Marie walk in, and then King and Jane just look behind them, cut and sees them, and were they started crying and said that they were sorry, and then Kyle and Marie said they were sorry, and then he said that they love each other a lot, and then they start hugging and just start crying and hugging. They have like a really big family relationship that like they love each other like I don't know, because Callie and Keaton are brother and sister, and Marie and Jane are brother and sister, or sister and brother anyway, and they loved each other so much. Then Capn Cuttlefish says thank you to each 11 for getting them back together, and then 11 says I was just doing what anyone else would have done. Then cuts away to chapter 9, Stay Off the Hook. Basically, he still takes place after chapter 8, where King, Jane, and Cameron are still kind of crying. And then they decided to go to Delonzo's to get something to eat or something, and it's just fun. It food. I heard food there is really delicious. I would like to go there one day, if it were to be real. If it was ever real, I would still eat there. And I said again. And then after that, the agents go back to sleep, and then 12 just can't get his mind off the video that he saw of Marina getting dragged, and then he sees a list of missions, and he saw his mission in rescue Pearl and Marina / off the hook, and he's like, I'm going to agree to this because he wanted to get them out, and he takes his dualies and heads out, and then he just sees Pearl and Marina in a giant cage, and they're trying to like get out of there or something like that, and then 12 shows up and said that he was going to rescue Pearl and Marina. And of course and then some Octarians show up behind him, and he's trying to or he's like, oh man, and then they start shooting their guns, and he makes a reference to Matrix and does a slow mo duck or something like that, a reference to Matrix. It would make a good reference and call back. I wonder why the films are okay. So back to what I was saying. And of course, after you beat the Octarians, you have to like grab 8 mini Zapfishes, and then you have to get them out, and then 12 like so. Kate and Jane actually had like a clip or something to hold their new song or something like that, and 12 took it just so he can use it as a pick lock. Of course, he straightens out and gets Marina's handcuffs off of her, and then she grabs the pick lock and unlocks Pearl's handcuffs off of her. Then they hug each other, saying that I don't ship them. And then 12 said that they have to get out of there. Then the alarm rings, and then Pearl Maria and 12 tells Pearl Maria to escape. Of course they do. And then he just fights off the Octarians, and then you beat the chapter. So that basically means now you got Pearl Maria rescued. All the ancients were pretty much rescued until chapter 17. Like what I did, it was like that was not a burp. It was like sounded like a burp, but it was not. And then chapter 10, Octostomp returns. For each Splatoon game had like the Octostomp fight. Each in Splatoon you play as Aegis 3 fought the Octostomp. Then it was like a Neo Octostomp in Splatoon 2, and you play as Agent 4. And in the Octo expansion, it was like the Octostomp DX or something. And you play as Agent 9. That one, I heard that one was really hard. I actually didn't actually skip that boss fight in the Octo expansion when I played it. I should actually play that again because it was so much fun. I beat the story mode in like a few days. It was so much fun. I would like to play it again. I should actually. It's really fun. Trust me. And then you basically just fight like a harder Octo Stomp, and you play as either Age 11, 12, 13, or 14. You can play as whichever one you want, and then you can just fight it like it's you have to play as either one of these agents, and the other three will just go on different missions. You can play as whoever you want, and that's basically part 1 of 2 of episode 2. Next part of part 2, or at least episode 2 of part 2, which of the story mode, will be predicting or at least telling you chapters 11 through 20 / the end game. So I'll explain chapter 11 through 20 in the next part because my throat is really tired, and this was actually pre-recorded yesterday. This video was uploaded on July 2nd, and this was actually pre-recorded on the 1st of July. And I'm really thirsty. I'm sorry. Oh, that's some good water. I cannot touch. The Inklings cannot touch water. I think they can drink water, but I don't think they can touch water. How does that work? Okay, I gotta get this video uploaded. Peace out, guys.